was honestly expecting it to be nighttime when I first got on the world. On the stream, but I guess not. Huh. That's cool. Anyway, hello travelers of the internet! Welcome back to Guardian Studios. Or if you're new to the channel, welcome to you. My name is JGuard01 and I'm your host, guide, and humble bard into worlds virtual and fantastical. And I am very pleased to be able to welcome you all back to the channel and back to the world of Lyndas here on the YouTube channel. It is always a pleasure to have you guys along for the ride on any of my Minecraft experiences, any of my streams. It's really, really good to have you guys here. I'm really, really glad to have you guys along for the ride. So, last time you guys may remember, hello, Pamela. Welcome back to the channel. Glad you could make it for the stream. Hope you're doing alright today. As I was saying, you guys may remember last session I ended off by saying I was going to be building a big old kingdom, and the last project we worked on was making a cobblestone, or rather a stone, generator to help us build a wall. I want to start working on the kingdom project that I had in mind to do. And in order to do that, I need a boatload of cobble and stone. Now, I started to lay out where I kind of want to put the wall, but we also need to come up with a solid design for the wall that we can put up that can be modified as needed for different parts of the wall. Basically, one of the main things I've got to keep in mind is I want to kind of integrate this river. This big old river looks really, really cool in front of the hills here. And the hills I want to definitely incorporate into the build as well. I kind of have an idea how I might be able to do that. Make a couple of builds that kind of spread the town outward and help incorporate both sides of the hills. But I need to be able to have the wall cross the, excuse me for a second, my ear just started itching. You ever get that problem? Where you've got a headset on and you're doing something and then you get this itch and you've got to move the headset to actually deal with it. It is so frustrating, isn't it? Anyway, so my plan with the wall is I want to incorporate the river because it's part of this environment. I'd like to keep this environment the same as much as I can. So we're going to have the wall kind of bridge over the river with, of course, there's going to be some kind of support portions to keep keep the wall consistent, or at least the upper part of the wall. And then we are going to have plenty of room for, like, if a boat needs to come through here, you'd want to do that. I should make a stone head of mine on the mountain. Oh, what are you saying? I should make a statue of my head dug into the mountain? Dug into the hill? I mean, I could do that in one spot, but I don't necessarily... I don't want to be... I don't know if I'm going to do that. That sounds just a little conceited for me to do, but I'll think about it. Hey, suggestions like this are not bad. There's something that I will consider. This is part of why I like streaming, because you guys get to toss ideas my way. Oh yeah, I'm also going to have to deal with this. I almost forgot about this big old basin here. I'm probably going to make it into a big old water feature. It'd probably be a good idea. Basically, everything outside of the town I want to have be kind of scattered about and look like it's more for, like, the farmers and the people that work outside of town. And yeah, I'm kind of giving the impression here that the old burnt tree wasn't originally burned. That's why these structures around it are still here. It just happens that somewhere along the way, this structure, this tree, was zapped or something, and it caused it to become the burnt tree. And now the nether portal is leaking out. Put glass on the hole? What, the big hole? The one that... the big basin, you mean? I mean, interesting idea, but... I was already kind of planning to fill this up with water and have it be a lake. Kind of a small lake in the middle of the outside of town. But we'll see. We'll see. I might go that route. I might put some glass over the hole as well. We'll see. But there is something that is hampering my efforts here, because between streams, I went ahead and used the stone generator that we created last session, and I realized I made a mistake in my design. The design, it doesn't work the way I wanted it to. So I'm going to sleep first, and then we're going to go down to the stone generator, and I'll explain what I did wrong. Because it's a pretty glaring mistake for me to have made now that I really think about it. Okay, here is my stone generator. It looks like it works fine, right? Well, it actually doesn't. See how much cobblestone is in here? I used a Silk Touch pick, and I discovered that I made a big mistake. This thing can generate stone. It can generate stone. But the longer I sit here just holding down the break button, yeah, see it there? Cobblestone is being generated. I'm assuming that that's partly because the water and lava are reacting too fast, but I think it's also because the water is not turning into sources before... Actually, those are kind of the same problem. What's happening is that the lava and water are reacting together too fast. The lava is hitting the water too fast before it can become a water source, which is making it so that the stone that's generated most of the time ends up being cobblestone instead of real stone. And that is not good. That's not what we wanted in this build at all. We want this to be a stone generator that if I use a silk pick, it'll be stone, but if I use a fortune pick, it'll be the other stuff. Which is why I actually used pistons, because I remember now, it wasn't just pistons. It wasn't just because of the water sources and making sure they didn't break that I needed the pistons. I was going to redstoneify the build. Basically making it so that we would have pistons push the stone to the side where I would break it. So I've got to completely disassemble what I built and try again. Does not make me a very happy camper. I prefer to get things done right the first time where I can. But this time around, I can't. There was just no... I completely messed up when I built this. Because, see, what I need to have happen is that the pistons push out, water flows to where the pistons are pushing the stone from, and boom. You've got more stone ready. You've got water sources ready to create more stone. I don't have that with this design, so I need more pistons, and I need to move the design over. There is just a lot of elements to this that I did wrong the first time. So I can leave this in the same place. What I need to do is I need to move things around, move them over, so that lava... It is so confusing to try to explain this. Basically, what needs to happen is I need to set up a redstone mechanism that makes it so that I'm losing my words here. But I think you guys can kind of see where this is going at this point. And I'm not even sure if this will work. I think I need to spread this build outward further. So I'm actually going to go ahead and get rid of the water. I just gotta hope I can get this figured out. So yeah, first thing we've got to do today is, in case it isn't clear, fix this. So I'm going to expand it to the sides, try to make it work right. But I don't want to have to move the hoppers, so... Ah! Well, I don't need to go up there anyway, so... You know what? That's fine with me. Hey, Mark Ethan Gaming. Welcome back, my dude. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you are doing well today. Hope you're having a good day. Or if not, that the stream makes your day a little better. I am trying to redo my stone generator so that it will actually be a stone generator, not just cobble, and can be maintained consistently as such. But it's proving a little difficult to figure out what I need to do. First things first. I do need to come back to the surface. I need to go get some more pistons made. Oh my goodness. The number of times we can go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth between these builds. But I don't mind. I don't mind that. I'm going to need repeaters, I think. Hey, Backbase! Glad you could make it. How are you? Doing alright? I hope so. I need... I need 3 more of those. There we go. And then I need pistons. So... doop, 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 doop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice! Well done, my dude. Well done. Oh, is it? Yep, it's already turning nighttime. Alright. Well, we sleep through the night. There we go. And now we head back to the windmill, to the generator room. Generator room. Makes it sound like I'm using it to create power. But what I'm doing is making a stone generator. Specifically a stone generator. So that I can get stone or cobble, depending on which one I end up needing at the time. There we go. A few more stairs for good measure. Whoops. I just realized I need to make an infinite water source down here first. Because apparently I don't have one. And you can't make one so easily on Bedrock. Makes no sense, but whatever. Alright, I'm gonna need more repeaters than this, but this is a solid start. So, grab some stone. And convert a bunch of these. Make 11 of those. What I want to try to do is create a system that will go back and forth. Yeah, that's what I need to do. First things first, I need to test and see if I can make this work with what I've got. So, piston. Repeater. dust. Red stone dust, to be exact. And make a stone button for the sake of testing. Okay, that won't work. So let's grab that water. This is gonna be kind of annoying. Does it work now? Yes, it does. Okay. Okay, so into a solid block would work. That's... So, option 1... not gonna work. But option 2 might. It's not that simple, Pamela. Hey, Ryan! Good to see you, my dude. I, for one, am doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. The thing that I need to be careful about is... the lava has to hit the This is really complicated to explain. So, my main problem here is the pistons have to push the stone over to where I can break it. Is that... I'm using the wrong freaking pick. Well, that's one piece of glass I'm gonna have to replace. Goody. Basically, what's going on here is I need to make it so that the pistons are water sources. The water is blocked in. Why must things always be more complicated than they should be? You guys ever feel like that? Like things are made more complicated than they need to be? Just by the way that they work? Alright. What is going to happen is the pistons have to be water sources. There's just no way around that. They have to be made into water sources. With a water source back there to convert the water that flows into the space in front of the pistons into sources. Lava drips down onto the water sources and turns them to stone. If it was flowing water, it would not create stone. It would create cobble. And I need stone. That way I don't have to spend a whole boatload of fuel making cobblestone into stone if I need something from stone, like stone bricks. But I need to make it so that I can set it up with a timer to push this set of pistons in and turn this set of pistons off so that they go back and forth, giving a second or two between each push. So that, in theory, when this set of pistons pushes stone in, those pistons are retracted, letting stone generate. They push their stone in, those ones pull back, allowing more stone to generate, and then once both have a layer of stone here and a layer of stone here, new stone generated here or here gets pushed into the middle, where I will be standing, braced, and ready to mine the stone. And I can use my Silk Touch pick to get stone, or use my fortune pick to get the other stuff. Cobblestone. And again, this would all be set up with a timer system so that it runs in a cycle. That would be the goal, anyway. Which would mean that I'm going to end up needing comparators, a couple more hoppers, and at least one sticky piston. I'm also going to need obsidian because I got to make sure that these pistons don't get pushed by anything else. Yeah, I'm going to need a lot of materials. Do I have chests on me? I do. Okay. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put some stuff in here to get it off of me. Wait, give me that iron back. Put away my fortune pick. Put away some of the scaffolding. This is going to be a little bit frustrating. Move my tools over. Put away my boat, my bow, my arrows, my flint and steel. I don't need any of those. Okay, so yeah, that's what we've got to do. We've got to make it so that we've got room for all these parts. I'm going to set it up so that there's a lever that I can push that will turn all of the stuff off. Let's see, that doesn't work, does it? Nope, none of them activated. Okay, so yeah, it's got to be on a line back here. That would work. I need obsidian. Need obsidian. That's good, Ryan. At least you guys are still talking. As long as you're still talking, still being friends to each other, that's solid. Yeah, I know how that is. I get that. The awkwardness is gonna be there for a while. Probably a long while. I won't sugarcoat. It's probably going to be there for a while, but believe you me, it's better for it to be awkward than for things to just be completely undone. A little awkwardness is preferable to it having just fallen completely apart. That'll do. It's a little bit more obsidian than I actually need, but better to have more than I need than less than I need. Alright. And wait a minute. Do I have obsidian in here? I feel dense. I feel very, very dense. Why did I look in there to begin with? Silly. Nope, nope. Focus, Jay. Focus. You've got plenty of stuff up top side. You've got plenty of materials up top side to do this. Come on, you got an iron farm. So you got plenty of iron. You've got nigh a stack of redstone blocks. You've got plenty of that. I am going to end up having to make more pistons, but that's no surprise. I'm just gotta hope that I remember how to make what I'm gonna have to make. Okay, I actually do have more than a stack. So yeah, I've got plenty. And then a few blocks worth of iron to help with stuff that needs iron. Grab quartz for if I have to make some comparators, which I know I'll have to. Ah, yep. Yep, I get that. I totally see where that would make it feel a bit awkward. I do. I wish I had some advice for you on how to make it feel less awkward, but I don't really have such advice. If I did, I'd share it. All I can really advise you with is take it one step at a time and see how things play out. Alright. Down we go into the depths of the machine. Wait a minute. I just had a thought. If I... Oh my gosh, I can't believe... I just had an idea. If I do that... That'll trigger the piston, won't it? Yep, it will. Okay. I was overcomplicating it back here. No surprise, I do that. I overcomplicate some of my redstone builds. I get caught up in trying to do it one way when I can very easily do it another. Can't believe I went and overcomplicated it like that. Okay, so what we're going to have to do is just make sure that these all get power when we set up the clock machine. Which I'm going to leave this... I'm going to make a access point through here. Yeah, redstone is difficult. That's why I often overthink it. That's why I overthink it a lot of the time. Because it can be complicated. But the fact of the matter is, I was overcomplicating it, and I really need to not do that. It's a simple thing that I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to make a redstone-based stone generating machine that I can have run on a clock to make it so that when one set of pistons... Okay, something has gone wrong. Something went wrong. Why did it go wrong? Why did it go wrong? Hey, so you're on the opposite side of the spectrum from me, Pamela. I'm bad at redstone, but I can sometimes explain it pretty good. I think the problem is this redstone does right here is it creates a loop, I think. A kind of a looped circuit, which is not good. It makes that the redstone sustains itself on the charge. Yeah, at some point I might end up needing help from someone who's probably got a little bit more expertise at this than me. So if you've got a little more insight into it than I do, Ryan, I would definitely accept your help. And I'm sure you probably do have a little more insight. I struggle sometimes with this. There's just no other way to say it. I struggle with redstone a lot. And a lot more than I like to admit, too. Alright, comparators. Got comparators, which are good. We'll need them. Because what's going to happen is I'm trying to make sure that the machine will not break anything. I don't want the pistons to get broken for any reason. I want to make sure this thing doesn't flood the room either. What's that? Oh my gosh, you mentioned observer. Oh my freaking gosh, I just figured out a way to make... I may not even need the second set of pistons. Hang on. Hang on. You may have just given me an idea. If I put an observer at the back... If I put an observer at the back, watching for that last piece of stone to be broken on that row, I can prime the system by pushing the button to push stone in place. Basically, if I'm sitting here just mining away, minding my own business, just mining out the stone, every time I break that last block, it could trigger an observer, which in turn triggers the pistons to fire. It'll trigger rapid piston pushing, unless there's already stone in front of the pistons, meaning that they'll push, stone will go in front. I don't know. I don't know if that'll work. But we can try it. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try what I'm describing. And we're going to see if it works. If it does, great. If not, then I know I need to go back to the original idea. Alright, what does it take to make an observer? An observer, I know, takes... Oh! I've got what I need for it. Okay. Cool. Make an observer. Put it there. Ha! That's exactly what I want to happen. That is exactly what I need to have happening. Okay. Okay. So, here's what I need to do. I need to enclose this side, and... oh my gosh, I can't believe... It took me so long to figure out a way to possibly do this. I just hope I'm right and that this will work. Because if it does, that's great. If it doesn't, that's frustrating, but I can accept it. Alright. Put stone here. This is going to help simulate if we have it actually running on constant. The obsidian behind the pistons ensures that I don't have any issues. But I feel like I need to dig this out a little further. Because I need to block that in. Oh, I really hope I can make this work. I really hope I can make this work. If this idea works, I will be amazed. Alright, so... well, I can't really test it until I put all the water in, can I? One is waterlogged. That one is waterlogged. That one is waterlogged. Okay. And now I put stone on top. Hello, Storymaster! Glad you can make it to the stream. Hope you are doing well today. Alright, this is the moment of truth. Oh! this might actually work. Hang on. I sit here and break. It's working. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you, Pamela, for the tip. You helped me figure out a way to make it work so my brain could understand. Finally, I've got this thing running. This thing is... The fact that it was generating so much stone was bugging me. Or, not stone, cobblestone. The fact that it was generating more cobblestone than anything was bugging me like crazy. And now, thanks to you, I've got it working properly. Thanks to you guys, I am all set to close it up and call it a success. So, I can actually retrieve these redstone components. Nice. Yeah, it's time for cleanup. It's time to clean it up and close it up. This is so good. It makes everything so much better. I have a proper stone generator now that I can use to get all the stone and cobble that I will ever need. You guys may or may not even realize just how big of a deal that really is. I'm happy. I am very happy to have that figured out. I'll have to get a whole boatload of this cobble out of here. Which is not going to be easy, considering I don't have... Well, it's not that big of a deal, I suppose. But yeah, the system is now primed and set and ready and good to go, and everything is coming up roses. I'm happy. You can hear monsters dying up topside. This is awesome. And it's not going like hyper fast, but it's going fast enough that I can get continuous stone output. That's what I was aiming for. That's what I needed. Yes! I'm happy. There's one small tweak I'm gonna make, and that is to put a chest in here that I can use for storing excess cobble as well as redstone components that I otherwise no longer need. Oh my gosh, I am happy. So this chest will mainly be for overflow. Pardon me. That's kind of funny, Storymaster. Those jokes are kind of funny. Sorry, kind of focusing on getting my, getting myself refigured, resituated, and getting my stone generator fixed, because that's a biggie. I had to make sure that thing was fixed. Jeez, let me move this stuff around, darn it. Stinking game. Alright, that's the silk pick. That's the one that I need to put back on the wall when we get up topside. Oh my gosh. I'm happy. I am happy we have got the thing figured out. That is big. That's a big weight right off of my shoulders. To have that thing figured out is a major help. I don't know why. Why did the pirate get kicked out of the party? Okay, that one I don't quite understand, but okay. Alright, put away these redstone components, pistons. Put away the glass blocks. Don't need them anymore. And we'll put away the resources we got from going down into the underground. Welcome to the underground. Atmosphere out there actually looks kind of cool in the rain. Alright, I think that's enough appreciation for the rain. We need to get back to business. Back to business and back to work. Which, let me think. What's the next thing I need to do? Right, I need to start designing the wall. We are going to need to design the wall that we are going to be putting up around the kingdom. Or around the castle town, basically. Because I've got the barn. That's all set. Got the windmill, got the wheat field, got the burned tree to be my nether portal. What I do not have is the plan of the town. I need to at least plan where the town is going to be. I saw that joke already. Story Master. I saw it when you put it out there earlier. Alright, I need to go get some stone, and I think I'm going to need a, stone grinder. I'm gonna need spruce planks, spruce wood, and I think some spruce logs. Let me see. Get some more logs. Go restock my stack of cobble and grab a whole boatload of stone. Or at least a bunch of stone. I love this. It's so satisfying. It is immensely satisfying. How do they ever get along without having a stone generator in previous worlds? I don't know. I honestly wonder how I was able to handle not having a stone generator. Oh, that's a classic. Story Master, that's a classic. Not the bed. Alright, let's go get a stone cutter from the house. That'll be the one that we use for the work here. Grab that. Nice thing is I do have a couple of different spots now around here for beds. I've got a bed in my house, I've got a bed in my windmill, and I've got a bed in the farmhouse. Which I'm going to have to use because it's heading into nighttime. Dagnabbit. Well, alright, let's go into the Perry house. I'm not kidding, I call it the Perry house. And it's for good reason. I mean, come on out here. Let's take a look. Look at the blue. And look at the shape of this back porch here. It makes me think very eerily of a certain platypus. And then when I look up, it's definitely the platypus. Funny, Story Master. Funny. Now, I'm not entirely happy with the fact that I'm going to be out here in the open, but this field gives me plenty of room to work out what I'm going to do for the wall. I need to design it. I need to make a design that looks good. So, make a few stacks of a couple of stacks of stone bricks. Got some stone brick wall. I've got stone brick stairs. And yeah, we're gonna make some stone brick slabs. as well. Oh, alright, Storymaster. See ya. And then, of course, I've got my spruce. I was also going to use oak, I think. I was also going to use oak. And that's mostly... The oak was mostly going to be for on top of the wall as a walkway, because the people up on... that would patrol on top of the wall, assuming that there would be such patrols, they would need to have sure footing. So, do I have much oak? Not really, but I've got some. I can take what I got, and then... Oh, that's right! I just remembered. I went resource hunting and brought back a bunch of stuff that I was going to use. What happened to that stuff? Did I put it in the house? What did I do with all that wood? I had a bunch of wood. I think I... Yep, here it is. Okay. That answers that question. Where'd I put the oak wood that I went collecting? I forgot that I had put it in here. That's kind of sad. Alright, make a stack of each plank, so that we've got that to work with, and now we go and get busy on the designing. Hopefully I can figure out a good design without too much effort. So what I'm thinking is the main bit of the wall will be 3 blocks wide. And then we do... What do? We do that. Grab that, grab that. I'm thinking... Stairs at the foot. Inside, I have it be hollow, so that you can have players or some other kind of ranged defender running around inside the wall, watching from inside. Maybe, or maybe not, I don't know. But I kind of like the idea of the wall being hollow on the inside, so that we have that option. So that if you've got players running around inside the wall, they can easily break open one of these spots here and create those oh, what are they called? The gaps in walls in old castles and such that would enable them to be able to peek through at the enemy. I'm sure somebody out there knows what I'm talking about. I just can't remember what the name of those things is. Well, if I wanted to have... I guess I could do that for, like, sentry towers around the walls to have an automatic defense. So I might do that, Pamela. That's actually not a bad idea. I actually saw a video about doing that the other day, now that I think about it. It's a neat idea. Yeah. It makes the snowballs into fireballs, and then the fire does damage. It's a neat idea. Very neat idea. So I'll probably have, like, sentry towers to do that here and there. I'm just not sure about that part. Let's see. If I do... then they can kind of peek through without really being too visible. Can I actually snipe through here? I don't actually know if I can or not. Yes, I can! Okay. Then yeah, this would be a neat idea. For player-based defenses, do stairs like that, so that they can peek through at what's going on. Yeah, that'll work. So go back to my usual 4-block wide segments. Have that be one of the main aspects. And then when we come to the ends... excuse me. Make a kind of rounded tower in this section, methinks? What do you think? Yeah, kind of a rounded tower. Well, that doesn't quite work, does it? But build it up. Maybe 6-block sections? I don't know. I'm thinking. Trying to think on how I can make this work. Be practical and simple, but deceptively simple. And if I do a simple rounded thing like that, I can probably way more easily build off of that for the diagonal section. No, that won't work. Okay, gotta run back to the house. Run to the farmhouse, run to the farmhouse. Bedtime. Oh, my goodness. Maybe the insides of the towers lift you up a little bit? Like put stair or something? No. No, that'd be kind of pointless. But I'm thinking. ladders going up. Either ladders or scaffolding. Go up. Leave a gap here, because the assumption would be you'd be... Well, maybe. No. No, the assumption would have to be that you're able to get in at the towers. That would kind of work. And then up here is where you'd have the stone walls, I think, so that you've got a little more range to look over the wall and see what's happening, with oak being the top side floor. And of course this would extend further. But then how do I fix the diagonal problem? Thanks, Pamela. Hopefully it continues to look good as I go along. But this is where the thing gets a little more complicated, I think. So at this point, I'm kind of assuming 6 block long sections with the stairs being about here to make these... I still don't know what the word is. Those gaps in old wall structures that would make it so that you could look through and try to snipe through. You see them in a lot of medieval and fantasy builds. Kind of a staple of such things, honestly. And practical, too. Oh, crud, I'm out of stone bricks to make this design. Or at least I'm out of the blocks. Not anymore. I think the diagonal sections are going to have to be minimal. Like, if we do have diagonals, I'm going to have to minimize them as much as I can. Because they're harder to do, and it's not really easy to put in these gaps. Which I feel like don't quite work. And yet I want them to work. Ugh. And there's no alternative to that. To the stair method to make that. There is no alternative that I can use right now. Now, this looks very suitable for like a kingdom, for like a main city wall. But I don't know. I just don't know. But can you imagine? You're using this kind of a design wall to patrol and watch for trouble outside of the town. And even look, on the other side it'd be almost an exact mirror aside from the towers would have doors leading to the interior of the town. Can you imagine how cool it would be? I think part of the problem is that the texture is so plain. It's all one texture. I may need to get some deep slate and see if I can make some deep slate bricks to vary it up. I mean, I don't really think that'd work quite so well, so I doubt that it's gonna be done, but I can easily improvise a bridging section. Maybe that could be the part that's diagonal, and that would actually fit. If the diagonal part goes over part of the water, that would kind of fit better, because it'd be diagonal to get from this point over here, where I was going to end the wall on the surface, to over there. I could do that and have a support beam kind of thing in the middle. Yeah. And then just go back to the cardinal directions from there. It'd be very blocky, but at the same time, it'd be a lot easier to build than if I tried to do any kind of fancy diagonals along the land. Doing fancy diagonals on the land is not good, is not conducive for me to a good time. That would actually probably end up driving me crazy. I figure this is the best way to have, like, guards patrolling on the inside. Player guards patrolling from the inside, watching for signs of anybody getting close. And then they can snipe if they see or hear that the signal's been raised to fend off whoever's coming. Because Excuse me. My main inspiration for adding in that interior path between towers is, I'll be honest, I get the idea for doing that mainly from the game Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. If you go towards Hyrule Castle in that game, because in that game Hyrule Castle is in ruins. The castle's not around it is kind of in ruins, but when you go into... Alright, Pamela. When you go into the walls around Castletown and around the castle that are similar to this, that are supposed to be defenses against intrusions or anything like that, you find that there are these paths inside connecting up all the towers along the wall. So, and that is actually something that you would see in real castle walls, or real defensive walls around old cities. Because you've got to have some way to defend them from not just up on top. If you're only defending from up top side, you've got a blind spot here where the enemy can easily hide and sneak around and come after you. And try to get into the town, and then get into the towers from the back. But if you've got these peepholes here, for lack of a better term, you've kind of got a little bit of a way to watch closer to the wall for if someone's trying to get close. Is it perfect? No, because it's not flush against the ground or anything. It's still raised up, and with the way it is, there's still going to be a blind spot, but it's a much smaller blind spot, I think. Let's go up top side. Let's see. Okay, I guess that I'm a little bit wrong, but it's more positions for people to be able to snipe through at encroaching enemies. So my explanation still works. Alright, you. What do you have that you think is worth buying? Nothing. That's what you've got. A big, steaming pile of nothing. See, I think this kind of thing for a wall design is solid, but you know, I kind of want to do something else. Something that incorporates a little more wood. It's a little more dangerous for anybody patrolling the wall, but at the same time, this is mostly for an artistic kind of thing. So, it's not like I'm expecting to have people go to war on this world. That's not among my plans for this world. I mean, I do like this kind of design. So, maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll work. I don't know. I gotta think on it a little bit longer. And I feel like the wall would have to be taller than this, too. That's the other thing. I do feel like I need the wall to be taller than this in order for this to be at all practical design. Especially when it's going to have a portion that goes over the water. I mean, that part can be raised up a bit, an arch over the water, but in fact, that's probably all that's going to need to be done for that part. Huh. Thinking things through out loud helps so much more than I care to admit. scoop up all those bits. Yeah, I kind of feel like it'll work if I go with that design. But I do feel like I still need to think it through a bit more. Probably base it on that, if nothing else. But then I'll go ahead and confess, I haven't really looked at any wall designs yet, so I want to do that before I cement my plans on a design for the wall. So let's head back over here. I'm gonna unload my inventory into here for now. Well, most of my inventory. There we go. And, okay, that is my fortune pick. Silk pick is back in my house. What I'm thinking I want to do is use the stone generator just to stock up on some stone on the sidelines and look at some references for wall designs I could try to recreate and give my own flair, and think on what exactly I'm going for with that. I've also got to start thinking on what kind of designs I'm going to go for the town. So I know it's all ultimately going to be kind of a medieval design, but beyond that, I have no clue what I'm doing. Alright, one guy. Fair enough, my man. Fair enough. Before I get started on any kind of anything in here, I need to empty out this machine. So, let's see here. Yeah, that's a lot of stone, but that's way too much cobblestone to have been coming from that thing. Oh, pardon me. Obviously, the stone generator was not a stone generator before, but now it is definitely a stone generator, so that's good. That means I've got it fixed up. So again, thanks to everybody for helping me figure that out, especially you, Pamela. You're a little... I'm not sure what you were saying about observers, but what you said helped me realize how I could fix the design that I was working with. But that, unfortunately, is going to have to do it for this session, everybody. A little shorter than I would like to do, but I've got some major thinking I need to do on what I'm going to do for the town in terms of the walls, and also what kind of design I'm going to end up going for with the buildings as well. The more I think about it, the more I realize these are all things I need to be thinking about. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, please be sure to leave likes and comments, subscribe if you haven't already, turn on notifications by slapping the bell so that you don't miss the next stream, and of course, make sure to share the channel and the stream with your friends if you think they might enjoy the content, and check out the About page for links to other pages with more content from yours truly. That all being said, thank you once again for watching. I am JGuard01, your guide, bard, and humble host into the worlds virtual and fantastical. And I'll see y'all next time, right here on Guardian Studios. Bye!